In my previous video, I took Croydon back into the Champions League. But in this video, I'm not going to be content with just being in the Champions League. We need to win it, and I've only got 5 seasons to do it. Join us on another fun adventure on Mr. Apples FM. You're going to want to see how this one ends. So to recap the end of the previous video, we finished in second place, 7 points behind Leeds United, but ahead of the likes of Southampton, Sunderland and Leicester, who have all done well in this save so far. Coventry, Hull and Barnsley were actually the teams that went down last year, and quite a few of those small teams that came up with us from the 10th tier of English football are still knocking around, such as Holmer Green, London Colney and Winsford United. Before the changeover of seasons, we sent out Alexis Salamakers to Heather St John's for just under £15 million. Pedro Neto got a little bit of money, just under £4 million to Newport Isle of Wight. And Santiago Hetzer went to the relegated Coventry City for what could be up to almost £11 million. We then had 2 major transfers going out, both Yannick Eduardo and Philippe Relvas, around the £33 million mark when you count the add-ons, and neither of them were getting anywhere near our first team squad, so fantastic business for us. I had one signing before the changeover of seasons, and it was Ronaldo. No, not Cristiano Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo. No, not that Brazilian Ronaldo, a Brazilian Ronaldo. A new gen, and this guy is also a striker and he looks fantastic already. In fact, he's kind of in the mould of Ronaldo was back in the day. Just nowhere near as strong. Some of the deals for players that you may get a chance to see playing some games for us later in this video are Bjorn Orth from Malmö in Sweden. This guy looks really good already, especially for an 18-year-old. A right back from Real Betis called Rene, who's already gone out on loan to Barnsley to get some game time. We made the deal permanent for Rodrigo Raquelme, who had a fantastic season for us last year with 9 goals in 30 games. Kendry Paez came in for £225,000, although he's struggling to get a work permit because Chelsea were in such a low grade, so this one might be tough for us to actually get any game time out of him. Dominic Szoboszlai came in on a free. This is a fantastic pickup. He's going to be starting game for us. Probably not someone who will be here for the entire 5 years, but definitely someone who's going to do a fantastic job for us. Christian Reyes is a young Mexican centre back who probably won't start for us just quite yet, but he's going to get plenty game time in a few years' time. And without a doubt, my best signing was Juan Pablo Moran. £21 million for this young striker. He's going to go straight into our first team. Hopefully he's going to be here for the rest of this rebuild and score plenty of goals for the Croydon Football Club. So checking out the tactics, we're going with the 4-1-1-4. I think this works really well in this game. Tossing up between making the attacking midfielders as wingers or inside forwards. Starting with inside forwards for now, might change them to wingers later on down the track. If you choose the best 11, we've got that fantastic right back Koopman out there. Moran goes straight into the first team alongside Merdink, but both of them are injured at the moment, so I'd expect Alberto to get plenty of game time alongside Omega. Let's check out what we've done so far, and a great start. A 2-1 win away from home at Leeds. Alberto Moran scoring there, but then a pretty poor 1-0 loss at home to Leicester. We then beat London Colney 3-0. We beat Winsford United 4-0, a double to Yuri Alberto. And we went through in the Carabao Cup 3-2 against Ipswich. That puts us in 3rd place so far. Only Leicester have yet to lose a game in this season, but we're only 4 games in. Great start so far. Let's check out our Champions League fixtures. And our Champions League fixtures look like this. Anderlecht, Fenerbahce, Atalanta, Sporting. We always play Sporting. Valencia, Shakhtar, Inter and Villarreal. Hopefully we are going to have a really good season. Let's check out how well we do. Going forward to the end of the season, and it's a 3rd place finish, but it is still Champions League football, and that is the main thing at the moment. 3 points behind in a ridiculous championship race. 72 points won the league this season, 71 to Southampton and 69 to Croydon. We had Mickey Van Ven up there in the average rating with 7.22. We have Ferman getting 13 assists for us in the league, and Wally Young with the 2nd best record for clean sheets at 15, only 1 behind Gavin Bazunu from Southampton. So look, a decent season I think there. We probably could be disappointed that we didn't get the Premier League win, as we actually had a much better goal difference than Leicester did. So had we got just one more win, turned one of those 11 losses into a win, then we would have been lifting the trophy this season. But not to be. Onwards and upwards for next season. Did we do anything else in any other competitions though? Not quite. Semi-final in the Carabao Cup to Southampton. We lost 5-4 on aggregate after a 3-3 draw in the second leg. That's a little bit disappointing. And in the FA Cup, it was even more disappointing as we lost 1-0 to Mansfield Town. And we got knocked out in the knockout playoff round to Rennes from France, 3-2 overall, after we did win the second leg 2-1. So obviously being down 2-0 after the first leg, not great for us. But we will have a look at the league phase, and we actually came in 9th. We had the same amount of points as Feyenoord and Milan, just not quite as good a goal difference. So we had 4 1-0 wins. That's where we've missed out. So Shakhtar, Sporting, Atalanta, Fenerbahce, and then a 3-0 win against Anderlecht. We had a 1-1 draw with Villarreal, and 2 losses, a 3-2 against Inter and a 2-0 against Valencia. So at least we're beating Sporting this time, and see you guys, you're down there in 26th place. You didn't even make it into the playoff rounds. Looking at our stats for this season, and it's not great reading, to be honest. I mean, a lot of players have scored goals, but no one has really stuck out for us. So Omega with 10 goals in only 12 starts is a good effort from him. Elise with 10 goals in 10 starts. So perhaps they probably needed to be starting more games. Moran didn't have a great season in his first season in the English Premier League, but he did top our table with 14. You'd probably want more out of someone who played 40 games starting and 1 off the bench. Assist-wise though, it's Faman, Szoboszlai and Lee getting in double figures. In fact, Faman and Szoboszlai had really good seasons overall. So 26 goal contributions for Szoboszlai and 23 for Faman, and both getting over 7 for their average rating. So we need more from our team. We need more goals going forward. Let's see if we can do that next season. Our transfer budget for next season, £56 million, 260,000 in the wage budget. Let's see what we can do with this money that we keep getting in. Okay, before we progress on with the video, do me a little bit of a favor, just click on that subscribe button for me. It is completely free for you to do, and it helps me out so much. I'm on my way to 500 subscribers before FM24 comes out, and the support I've been getting from everyone has been just phenomenal. Make sure you hit that like button as well, and if you want to leave a comment down below and let me know if there's any other rebuilds you'd like me to do or any suggestions on some fun experiments. I've actually had one from one of my viewers recently, and I'm going to be looking to put that into practice in the next couple of weeks. But for now, let's get back into the video. Before the changeover seasons, we got some money from Max Murdink, who just never really cracked the first team. We've got a really good strike force at the moment, so he just couldn't get there. And then one of our backup goalkeepers, we got 7 figures for him as well, so that's a pretty good effort too. But then we had plenty of money coming in, and the top 2 players were 2 who unfortunately we couldn't do much about. They both wanted to go once these big offers came in. So Takahiro Tomiyasu went out to Saudi Arabia for £65 million, and one of my favourites, Kobe Mainoo, went out to Bayern Munich for up to £81 million. We then had Engelhardt and Mitchell both going out to Saudi Arabian clubs as well and getting 8 figures for them both. And this is the frustrating one. Marcus Sarakowski. This guy looks fantastic already. He had a minimum fee release clause that I just forgot was in there. Unfortunately, it was activated and he wanted to go out to Norwich City. So he went out £9 million for someone worth way more than that. I probably needed to redo his deal, but I just didn't pick it up at the time. On the way in, I have this young fella, Ali Fusoini, coming in from Ghana. Looks like he will probably get game time for me later on down the track, maybe as a backup because he can play both left and right back pretty well. He's heading out on loan. Then had a young Irishman named James Crowe. This guy looks fantastic already at just 17 years of age. He is going to be one for the future. But the best signing before the changeover seasons is Ansu Fati for £41 million. He scored 2 goals in 3 games already for the club. This is going to be a fantastic pickup. He has barely played at all for Barcelona. He's played 4 league games for them. £41 million for someone who's only played 4 league games in like 5 seasons. Looks bad, but for someone of Fati's quality, this is an amazing pickup. Another youngster who's going to get game time, and in fact, he is already starting games for us, and that is Juan Vera. He can be a winger or a centre back or a central midfielder or a right back. Look, to me, he's going to be a centre back. I really like his physicals already. He's got some great mentals and he's really good on the ball. So for me, that is going to be someone who's going to be a good ball playing defender. Started 3 games for us already. I brought in Rayan Cherki on for a free. This is a fantastic pickup and he's started well for us already. He's got 2 goals in Champions League football so far, as we had to go through qualifying phases now. A couple of these other fellas, so Freeman, Dale and Varane are all English youngsters that I'm bringing in, see if I can progress them through into the first team later on down the track to try and get that homegrown quota up, because it is severely lacking at the moment. I've then got Leonardo Varela who's coming in, another Brazilian who can play anywhere in the spine of the park, and this guy is going to be in the development squad for a little while, but once he cracks the first team, I think this guy is going to be a great pickup for us. I brought in Tommaso Baldanzi on a free, so another fantastic attacking option. Already got a goal in 3 league games so far for us this season, and also a goal in one of his 4 Champions League games as well. And another Brazilian coming in. This guy's going to be in the middle of the park once he starts to get game time for us, which will be a little bit down the track. Pereira comes in. Hopefully we get to see him at the end of the video. And of course that means a change in tactic, and this time we're going for a 4-1-3-2. We're going a fair bit more attacking now. We've got a lot of attacking threats, so let's try and use them. Lewis is going to sit in the middle of the park, but our fullbacks are really good and they can help push up a little bit further up the park to give him a little bit of support. Our centre-backs are fantastic centre-backs as well. With Mainu out of the team, Lewis is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting there, but I think he's good enough to be able to do it. And as discussed before, I had to do Champions League qualification, and so we have done that. We lost 3-2 to Celtic in the first leg, but then beat them 4-1 at home, and then beat Dynamo Kiev 5-1 away from home, but lost 4-2 at home, so I don't know what's going on there. The main thing is we're through, but we've had 3 Premier League games, and we've beaten Winsford United 2-0, Ipswich Town we drew 1-1, and Holmer Green we beat 4-0. Checking out our fixtures in the Champions League, and we have Villarreal, Rangers, Marseille, Bayern, Besiktas, Ludogorets, Salzburg and Inter. I think we should be getting through and even challenging the top 8 once again. Again, we're currently sitting in 2nd place. We haven't lost a game, but it's only 3 games into the season. Look, the squad is just getting bigger and better every single year. Can we progress forward? Can we get another trophy? Let's find out. Season number 7 about to go down. Let's have a look. End of season number 7. Let's see how we do. It's another 3rd place finish, but we've got 6 more points than last year. We've lost 2 less games than last year, so we've drawn the same amount of games but won 2 extra games. We've had a good season. Emmanuel Mega has got 20 goals for us. Mickey Vanderven and Omega are in the average ratings for the season, and Omega player of the matches as well. Jan Koopman, again, 10 assists for this season. What a fantastic effort. This guy is a really good young player for us. He's now 22. Those physicals and those mentals are ridiculously good. We were well clear of 4th place if you have a look at the league table, so 11 points clear of Sunderland. We again have Champions League football. If we look at the other competitions though, another semi-final loss in the Carabao Cup to Stoke City, 2-1. We were leading the first leg 1-0, and then we've lost the second leg 2-0. That's really disappointing. We could have had a final against Leicester City, which would have been a cracking final. They were the team that finished in 2nd place, but we've blown a chance there. Again, a 3rd round exit to a tiny club like Salford City, League 1, and they have beaten us 2-1. That is not good enough. But we did get into the round of 16 in the Champions League, so we are progressing further there. A 4-3 loss to Stuttgart away from home. Not great. We did have a 1-1 draw, that means. Before that, but we are getting closer to the latter stages of the Champions League now. We did have to go into the knockout playoff round and we beat Porto 6-3 overall. So we had a 3-1 win and a 3-2 win. So that's a fantastic effort. If you have a look here though, Real Madrid have beaten Olympia from Slovenia 7-0 in one of the legs for an 11-0 aggregate win. That is insane. In the league phase, we again finished in 9th place, this time only 1 goal outside of the top 8, just behind Barcelona. We had 5 wins, with wins over Inter, Salzburg, Ludogorets, Besiktas, and we destroyed Rangers 6-1. 2 draws with Bayern and Marseille, and a loss to Villarreal 2-1. So that's became so close once again to going straight through to the round of 16, where we could have played perhaps someone a little bit lower than what we ended up playing. Stuttgart actually came 5th, so clearly they've become a good club in this save. Checking out the squad stats for the season, Omega again, 26 goals, really good from him. Fatih, Baldanzi, Lee and Shirky all getting into double figures for goals as well. Assist wise, it's Jan Koopman leading the way. What a fantastic young player this guy is. 17 assists. We had Lee, Lewis and Van der Ven also getting in double figures. Our transfer budget for next season is £163 million with £380,000 in the wage budget. We've been selling a lot of players that we'd be getting in for either cheap or for free. So now it's actually starting to reward us by giving us a bigger transfer budget. Can we do something with it? Can we improve on this really good squad already? Let's check out the start of season number 8. Okay, there is a ridiculous amount of money going out here. So to start it off, before the changeover season, Morton Frendrup went out to Harlow Town for up to £55 million. £47 million of that have been guaranteed. And then if we check out over here, so Shamal Varane was a youngster who's gone for almost £13 million. Couldn't turn that down for someone who's 17 and probably won't get quite close to our first team squad by the end of the rebuild. Jabojlai had a fantastic season a couple of seasons ago, but he's going out to Saudi Arabia for £52 million. Kangin Lee is going to a different Saudi Arabian club for £50 million. We then have Zabani going out to Napoli for up to £43 million. Paez, who unfortunately could just never get a work permit, he's going out to Galatasaray. We then have Dorgu and Mahero going out to Saudi Arabian clubs as well. Elise going out for a bit of money. Our other backup goalkeeper, Muric, going out to Heather St John's for £1.1 million. So a lot of money raised. We've raised a lot of money in loans as well. Like Adingra went out to Monaco. He just didn't want to play for the club anymore, even though he was getting plenty of game time. 2 transfers came in before the changeover season. The first one is, I think he has to be the best left back in the game at the moment. Khalid Al Amar, he's only 21. We brought him in from Harlow Town. His physicals aren't super good. They are getting better, but his mentals are incredible. His tackling, his marking, unbelievable. This guy is a fantastic defensive fullback. Here's a guy that we only picked up for £3.5 million. He's 21 years of age from Colo Colo, Jose Miguel Carrasco, and he looks like he will be getting game time for us down that right wing. And just one more in, and it's a free transfer, and it's an incredible free transfer. Elise Ben Seguir, what a player this guy is. Coming in from Monaco, he's played 4 games for us, hasn't started overly that well, but he has plenty of yellow stats all over the place in his attributes, and I think this guy is going to help transform the club and push it into the next level, hopefully getting some trophies. Okay, this is what we are going with this season. Again, it's still the 4-1-3-2, but we changed them to wingers instead of inside forwards out on the right and the left. And hopefully this is what is going to help us get a bit more structure to the play. Instead of kind of cramping up the front line, we can spread it out a little bit more. And our schedule, it's been all green so far. A win over Windsor, 2-0. 1-0 win over Coventry City. 2-0 win over Ipswich Town with Baldanzi getting a double there. And a 4-2 win over West Brom with Ansu Fati getting a double in that game. Thankfully, we didn't have to go through qualification in the Champions League, so we haven't quite tied out the guys before the start of the season. But our fixtures will be Young Boys, Real Madrid, Salzburg, Lens, Atletico, Milan, Ajax and Shakhtar Donetsk. So let's check out where we are so far. We are in second place, Once again, we always seem to be in second place when I come back to these. We are on the same amount of points, obviously, as Leicester City, just 2 goals behind them. It's a great start to the season. Can we do anything more in season number 8? Let's get it on. Season number 8 down, 3 seasons done in this video, and it is a second place finish, and it's 3 points behind Leicester, but it is an 85 point total, which would have won the league in the previous couple of seasons. Huge improvement all over for us. Ansu Fati leading the way with 15 goals in a pretty low goal tally for the entire league by the looks of things. Mickey van der Ven once again in the average rating. This guy has been fantastic for the club. And it's 2 quarterfinal finishes in the domestic cup. So quarterfinal 5-2 to Birmingham City. We should be beating Birmingham City, come on. And then in the Carabao Cup, it's a penalties loss to Leeds United. In the Champions League round of 16, we came up against Bayern. We didn't score against them. Lost 5-0 on aggregate after a 3-0 and then a 2-0 loss. We were in the knockout playoff round and we have beaten Salzburg 7-4, which means the first leg would have been 6-3. In the league phase, we went a little bit backwards. We finished in 20th place, 3 wins against Shakhtar, Lons and Young Boys, a draw to Ajax, and 4 losses to Milan, Atletico, Salzburg and Real Madrid. Funny that we lost 3-0 quite comprehensively to Salzburg and then we knocked them out. Our stats for the season looking a little bit better in the goals tallies, with 2 players over 20 being Fati and Baldanzi. Moran getting 15 goals. Again, probably want to see him progressing up into the 20s as he is 24 now. We had Carrasco and Cherki getting assists in double figures. A little bit down by the looks of things from quite a few of our players. Usually our assists are better than what we have here. Jan Koopman only getting 8, so he's had a bit of a down season by the look of it. Transfer wise, because we've just sold so many players, we're up to almost £400 million with £570,000 in the wage budget. It's insane how much money we are being given at this point in time. Let's see if we can actually do something with it. Okay, just one major transfer that went out before the changeover season, and that was Rodrigo Riquelme to Oxyjets for £34 million, up to £43.5 million. Way more than what we actually paid for him originally, so a really good deal, that one. Ferman unfortunately didn't want to sign a new contract, so he went to Saudi Arabia on a free transfer. We then had Mickey van der Ven, who, once the Saudi Arabian bid came in, unfortunately didn't want to stay. Not a great deal I could do with that one. So he's gone out to Al Ittihad for £40 million. A young fella, Victor, went out for up to $10.5 million. Yuri Alberto, unfortunately just wasn't getting game time anymore and really kicked up a fuss over the last couple of seasons. He went out to Holmer Green, and a young player, Trey Nayoni, went out to Atherton Lebanon Rovers for up to £5.25 million. And so on the way in, we had James Davies coming in from Bristol City. This is a young player, probably not going to be part of this rebuild, but I had him there just in case I needed to go into an extra video, to be honest. And then I discussed it earlier, Marcus Sarakovsky, who went out for £9 million previously. This is probably the most Man United thing I have ever done in FM. I sold him for £9 million on a minimum fee release clause. I have then bought him back a couple of seasons later after he has dominated the league from Norwich City for up to £82 million. This guy is just becoming phenomenal. As a deep line playmaker, he might end up changing the way we actually play the game. Instead of having a ball-winning midfielder there, we might need a playmaker in the centre of the park. But he's going to have major competition because we also brought in Javi Guerra from Valencia. He can play anywhere across the centre of midfield. Great stats across the back. Just a really, really solid player. He's played 3 games for us so far off the bench as he was coming back from an injury before. So hopefully he gets plenty of game time for us in the middle of the park, depending on whether we want to play him as a defensive midfielder instead of Rico Lewis, because I think Guerra might be slightly better, or push him further up the park. Okay, so I have changed the tactics up a little bit, and that's because we have so many good strikers that I needed 2 up there. I didn't want to go with 1 anymore. So that means we have an attacking midfielder in behind him, deep line playmaker in the middle of the park, and I'm going to have 2 wingers just a little bit further back than what they were previously. Now, as you see here, we've got this young fella, Luke Taylor, who looks like with his loan deals, he's been sent out to Millwall and Harlow Town and done an incredible job by the look of that. 25 goals conceded in 42 games for Millwall and 28 in 33 for Harlow Town. It looks like he has actually surpassed Wally Yonk, who came in at the start of the last video. So he is now going to be our starting goalkeeper. Our schedule has been almost all green. We started with a 2-0 win against Windsor, and then a 3-1 win against West Brom, a 2-2 draw against London Colney, and a 6-0 win against Norwich City, Sarakoski's old club. Of course, we gave them plenty of money to get their best player from their club, and then we hammered them 6-0. In the Champions League, we have got PSV, Bayern, Galatasaray, Rennes, Atletico, Milan, Leverkusen and PAOK. So I would be glad to see the back of Bayern Munich, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can get a decent result out of them. And competitions wise, we are top of the table this time. We are not second. We have a goal difference of 10 and 10 points in our 4 games. A great start to the season. Can we win some trophies now? We are due for some trophies here. Let's go. Okay, here we go. End of season number 9, the 4th season in this video. What have we done in the league? Thank goodness. We have won the league and equal on points with Southampton. Same amount of wins, draws and losses, but 10 goals ahead on goal difference. So that is excellent. We have won the 2nd ever Premier League trophy for Croydon. Of course, we won it in the first season when we only had all of our small clubs to deal with. Finally getting that trophy when all of the bigger championship teams have come in. Checking out the stats, and we've got Dennis Romanov. This guy is a new gen player, and he has come through from the Bayern Munich Academy. It's something we picked up quite a while ago for only £900,000 from Bayern Munich. He's had a couple of loans and done really well, and now he has scored 22 goals for us, topped the league in average rating, and also Player of the Match awards. Another youngster, Jose Miguel Carrasco. This is the guy I picked up from Colo Colo a couple of seasons ago. He has topped us for assists and equal 2nd place in the league. And then our young goalkeeper, Luke Taylor, getting up there with 13 clean sheets as well. So we actually lost the last game of the season to Derby County, but if we go back, the game that won the league for us was a 3-1 win at home against Southampton. Juan Pablo Moran scoring a double, Rico Lewis scoring a 90th minute goal. 3-1 win, that is fantastic. What a way to seal the Premier League trophy. Moving on to the other competitions now. Have we done anything there? We have won a Carabao Cup. Excellent, and it's against Southampton as well. 3-2 win against the Saints. Cherki, Boldanzi and Fati all getting goals for us. Fati scoring in the 90th minute after Boldanzi equalised 11 minutes earlier for us. What a great result that is. But we did get knocked out in the 5th round to Norwich City in a 3-0 loss. That's pretty poor. And we knocked out in the playoff round to Milan. So we lost 3-1 away from home by the look of that. So that's not great. 4-2 overall. Let's have a look at how we did in the league phase. And we came in 18th place. So yeah, we haven't done too well in the last couple of seasons. We had wins against PAOK, Atletico and PSV, draws to Bayer Leverkusen, Milan and Rennes, and then we lost to Galatasaray and of course to Bayern Munich, who always seem to beat us, always seem to play us these days. Checking out our squad stats, and we had 28 goals to Romanov, 17 to Moran, 15 to Cherki, 14 to Fati, and Benziger scored 13 goals. In terms of our assists, Carrasco with 21. What a great season from the 23-year-old Chilean. Romanov with 13 and Benziger with 10. So Romanov, 41 goal contributions overall. What a fantastic season he has had for us. We got one more season to go in this video, and we have £350 million to figure out something to do with that, and just under £500,000 in wage budgets. Let's see what we can do for season number 10. Okay, so our transfers out. So we have Kieran Thompson, who is a new gen player. He's going out to Holmer Green for almost £43 million when we include the add-ons. Tommaso Boldanzi wanted to go, unfortunately, so he's gone out to a Saudi Arabian team, along with Ansu Fati. Again, once the bid came in, he wanted to go. Obviously going to get a hell of a lot of money playing out there. So I made about 60 odd million pounds between the two of those players. And then on the way in, we had a young fella, Paolo Pastorini. He's going out on loan. So if we need to go into another video, he should be really good for us in the future. And then someone who hopefully will help take us to the next level, Jasper Hartog. This guy is fantastic down the left or right wing. He can play either just as well. A little bit of an option up front if we ever needed it too, but we've got quite a few options there. Tactics wise, you can see him slotting into the right wing at the moment with a new gen Luigi Radiali on the left wing. Guerra goes into that attacking midfield role with Sarakowski making that defensive midfield role his own. So that does mean our friend Rico Lewis is now basically the backup option, though he has played a few games starting already. So we've had 2 losses. One of them being in the Community Shield. Penalty loss to Cardiff City, that's whatever. We have lost in the Carabao Cup, so unfortunately we're not going to defend our trophy there. A penalty loss again, this time to Sunderland. Jasper Hartog actually scored a double there. We had a 5-2 win against Southampton at home. What a great result that is. So the team that pushed us all the way last year, we have beaten already. And then a 4-2 win away from home against West Brom, a 2-1 win at home against Stoke, and a 5-1 win away from home against Holmer Green. So for the Champions League, we have Atletico, Benfica, Porto, Dinamo Zagreb, Bayer Leverkusen, PSG, Napoli, and Olympia. All right, so we are currently at the top of the table. We've got a decent draw in the Champions League. Let's see what we can do it. This is the 10th season and the 5th season in this video. Come on, Croydon Football Club. Can we progress forward in the Champions League? Here we go, season number 10. Well, unfortunately, season number 10, we have finished in 4th place. 6 points behind eventual winners Leicester City, who had a fantastic season by the looks of things. Only 4 losses for them, and none of them were to us. So 10 losses to us. Just turn a couple of those into wins, and we have won the league because we had a better goal difference once again than the league winners. Moran and Romanov have obviously formed a formidable partnership up top with 20 and 19 goals respectively. Romanov up there for player of the matches and average rating as well. But if we haven't done anything in the league, have we done anything in the other competitions? We have won the Champions League. A penalty win against Barcelona, 2-2 overall, and then winning on penalties. Let's have a look at this. Romanov scoring in the first half, cancelled out by Caicedo. Guerra scoring in the first half of extra time, cancelled out by Gavi, and then the penalty shootout. So Lamine Yamal and Araujo missing for Barcelona, and only Moran missing for us, with Vera getting the winning penalty. Let's have a look at how this happened. So our first goal to Romanov, we see Sarakowski, beautiful ball up top. Moran, that's a lovely through ball, and slots it home past the goalkeeper Saraiva. And then Caicedo out to Boldi for Barcelona, back to Foden. So they've got Foden and Caicedo. Yonk probably could have done a little bit better there. Would be interesting if Taylor was fit and could have done something. Lovely, well-worked free kick by Koopman out to Guerra for our second. And then Pablo has the ball down the right-hand side into Lamine Yamal, and no one is anywhere near Gavi for the goal. On to the penalties. Javi Guerra slots it nicely in the corner. Then Lamine Yamal, as we saw, great save by Wally Yonk. Rico Lewis comes up. Oh, lovely finish by Rico Lewis. Kulusevski coolly slots it home. Then Moran just boots it at the keeper. Good job, mate. Then Araujo hits the post. Omega with the goal. Beautiful. Straight down the middle. Kunde comes up. He scores. So then it is all on Vera. Let's have a look at his penalty. Here we go. Stepping up. And it is almost saved, but it is not saved. Croydon Football Club have won the Champions League 10 years after they were pushed up into the Premier League, thanks to all those Premier League teams getting expelled down to the 10th tier of English football. What a fantastic build of a club this has been. It's not been a rebuild, it has been a build from scratch of the Croydon Football Club in the Premier League, and we have finally won the Champions League 10 seasons in. Let's check out our goals scored for the season. So one, Pablo Moran had a great season. Good to see him scoring more goals than he ever has before with 28. Romanov on 25, and then double-figure goals to Hartog, Cherki, Carrasco and Vera. And then assist-wise, we have Cherki, Hartog, Romanov and Carrasco, all getting double-figure assists. Jasper Hartog, 27 goal contributions. That is a player bringing in the last season who has absolutely made a difference to this club. And not only that, but he's also increased his value as well, even though we bought him for £110 million. If you want to keep on watching more videos just like this, I'll put up the first video of this rebuild, and I'll put up the video where I actually expelled all of the Premier League teams down to the 10th tier of English football, so you can see where this experiment actually comes from. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more fun content just like this. Hit the like button so YouTube knows this is a good video. Comment down below if there's any other kind of rebuilds you'd like me to do, or if there's any experiments as well. And of course, the most important thing is for you guys to have yourselves a wonderful day.